Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you here today with an article from the Free Press, and it is entitled Young Jews Brace for a Day of Global Jihad. I found this on Twitter, and given that I've said many times I am Jewish, I thought this would be something given the whole situation between Palestine and Israel that's going on right now to talk about this. So, the Global Day of Jihad, at the time I'm recording this, happened yesterday. I'm recording this on October 14th, the Saturday, and of course on the 13th. Nothing happened in the United States, at least as far as I've seen. A couple of incidents happened around the rest of the world. There was a teacher stabbed to death in France, and then an Israeli embassy worker in Beijing was stabbed as well. But as far as I've seen, he's going to be okay. So I still, again, thought it would be interesting to go through this stuff just to kind of get it out there, like what people may have been thinking, especially my people may have been thinking leading up to this global day of jihad. So let us get into that. So it says I was a deeply unpopular student at Columbia for a simple reason. I was a Zionist. And before I'll continue even further in the sentence in, I just wanted to go over what the definition of a Zionist is because it's used as a pejorative, it seems a lot. And it's really not, okay? It's essentially like the Jewish equivalent of calling someone a nationalist. He's saying, I love my country. I'm a patriot for my country. I want my country to do well. So I pulled up on Google, what's the definition of a Zionist? And it's essentially right here. It says, a supporter of Zionism, which, duh, of course, says a person who believes in the development and protection of a Jewish nation in what is now Israel. That's it. That's all it is. And, yeah, I mean, so like, what, you look at that and you go, well, what is why do people use it as a pejorative? Because people don't want there to be a Jewish state. You would call those people anti-Semites. So we're going to close out that and come back to the article here. So continue. It says, when I posted photos on Instagram of swastikas graffitied across campus, I received private messages telling me I was attention seeking. When I hosted pro-Israel events, commenters online accused me of blood libel, which I don't know how just hosting a pro-Israel event would be called that, but okay. People might not know what a blood libel is then. It says, I left Columbia earlier this year in part because of this bullying. And now, after more than 1,300 Jews are slaughtered by Hamas in Israel, the hatred that once hid behind my Instagram DMs is appearing in bright daylight right at my alma mater, an Ivy League bastion that has educated politicians, CEOs, and Nobel Prize winners. I think it's pretty eye-opening to see, like, basically the Ivy League came out and just showed themselves to be, like, rabid anti-Semites, in full. So it's pretty eye-opening, I must say. We'll continue. It says, on Wednesday, female Maxwell Friedman, 19, was arrested and charged with assault after she beat an Israeli student with a stick outside the school's main library. The following day, hundreds of students gathered outside Columbia's alma mater statue to cheer on the mass genocide of Jews. And it says in this case, they were merely echoing the views published by tenured Professor Joseph Massad, who described the scene of Palestinian fighters from Gaza breaking through Israel's prison fence as awesome. Well, too bad it wasn't a prison fence, so there's that. It's just a border wall. See, border walls do work, people. It says for hours, students encircled the crowd, waving Palestinian flags and chanting the 10 rally cries sanctioned by on-campus activists, including "End the Zionist Occupation" and "Stop Defending Apartheid." And I've said in other videos, in fact, one I posted at the time you're listening to this would have been a few days ago, somewhere between October 10th and 12th, maybe. Uh, Even the 13th, but anyway, when I talked about the fact that Israel is not an apartheid state, it literally does not fit the definition of apartheid state. But like in the United States, an apartheid state, it's just not true. Okay, and there's no occupation as well, and that'll be in uh, a follow-up uh, article that I'm going to go through as well from today. Again, this is October 14th. I'm recording it, so maybe I'll get this out today. If not, it'll be tomorrow. But this follow-up article will be the day after whenever I put this out. If you're coming into this a bit late. Just with many covered their faces, pulling sweatshirts over their heads in the face of cameras. A few wore N95 masks, sunglasses, and hats all at once. Earlier, one of the student groups behind the event, Columbia Students for Justice in Palatine, which is pretty close to being a terrorist group, in my opinion, a domestic terrorist group, given some of the things that they stand for. And I think they might be encouraged by the group CAIR and is a group with actual like Islamic fundamentalist ties. They participants to cover their faces for safety from boxing. Now, tell me, right off the bat, if you're going out and doing something and you need to cover your face in protest, are Are you not almost tacitly admitting that you know what you're doing is not right, that it's bad, you don't want to be identified? There's a safety from doxing, yeah, because you guys are chanting anti-Semitic things. So yeah, people are going to want to find out who you are. And I hope they do, because you did this to us. It's going to look back at you. You made the rules. We're going to play by them now. See how you like it. It turns out they really, really don't like it. Too damn bad. But again, if you're like some of these people they show in the picture who are like this person, it looks like a woman probably. If you're that person, like, why do you need to mask up? I mean, if your case is righteous and great, why do you need to do it? And it's because you know it isn't. So we're going to get rid of this people. Says that 100% Jewish students stood mostly silent except for one point when they sang in Hebrew. Later, as they poured out in the front gate on Broadway, some walked with their heads below, their eyes averted. Something has changed, Sophie Kasson, a 19-year-old Jewish student at Columbia, told the Free Press. This weekend, she says, is parents' weekend. She had been looking forward to bringing her mother to a Shabbat service at the University's Hillel, a community for Jews on campus. But former Hamas chief Khalid Mashal has called for a global jihad on Friday, and the group commander Mahmoud al-Zafar said the entire planet will be under law. There will be no more Jews or Christian traitors. So just to give you an idea for the people on the far left that are supporting what the Palestinians did, that what Hamas did, this is what is coming to you if they get their way. This is what you're supporting. Just want to throw that out there. Because given the threats, might just stay inside, and I don't blame her at all for that. The reports have warned me plenty of times that this isn't really the safest place to be Jewish, she says of the campus, which she says has a very big pro-Palestine movement endorsed by many professors. She pauses, fumbling to grab her necklace. And now with all this happening, they're fiercely worried, and so am I. To be fair, it's not just a Columbia problem. Because on Tuesday at Bristol University in Philadelphia, a Jewish student's dorm room was set on fire. Yep, name fire, right. Says, excuse me, no other door in the hall was vandalized, and the student believes she was targeted due to her outspoken support of Israel, which is probably true. Police are now investigating this as a possible hate crime, which it is. At Stanford on Wednesday, the Students for Justice in Palestine hosted a teach-in attended by about 250 people, where a source told the Free Press that a student speaker advised the crowd that the Israeli government's goal is to kill all Palestinians. It literally isn't, and whoever said that is a stupid person that should be kicked out of Stanford. Only for being just, well, I shouldn't even say A, just for being dumb. Let's go with that. This is on Thursday at Stanford. It was reported that an instructor invited the students at a mandatory undergraduate course called Civil, Liberal, and Global Education into two camps, Jews and non-Jews. So that's starting off great. And I did read about this too. It says the teacher told the Jewish students to gather things, stand in front of, and said, "This is what Israel does to the Palestinians," which is in no way, shape, or form true. The teacher then asked how many people died in the Holocaust. When a student said 6 million, the teacher replied, "Colonizers killed more than 6 million. Israel's a colonizer." Yes, Israel is such a colonizer that the entire world, which is like all of North Africa, north of the Sahara, and Saudi Arabia, Yemen, uh, Iran, Iraq, Turkey, the Syria, Jordan, everything else around Israel. They're such big colonizers that they literally colonized nothing around them. You absolute moron. And no, colonizers didn't kill more than 6 million people. Those people were called Nazis, okay? This is a public statement. Stanford revealed multiple students had reported this conduct, and it was now investigating identity-based targeting of students. Yes, what he did, he'd be found, flat out. Says also on Thursday, George Mason University and Virginia students waved Palestinian flags and chanted glory to the resistance fighters. They're not resisting anything. Says at UCLA, many hundreds of students gathered and chant Intifada, Intifada, and called for a violent uprising against Israel. Just some stupid people. It says at the University of Washington, a crowd of students for justice in Palestine. You can see this group's name keeps coming back. It says filled the annual chance of there was only one solution, and use the anti-Semitism for it. Right there, it's an actual call for genocide. It is explicitly referencing the Nazis' final solution. Okay, that's why they said that. There's your genocide call. This is a Jewish student pride invaded minister. They want us dead. Are you allowing this? And actually, I've seen this video. This is the girl here who is saying this from the picture. It says Olivia Feldman, the 20-year-old co-president of students supporting Israel at college, told the Free Press, "I've been called a terrorist and a colonizer. We've been called a baby killer in the past. A lot of students are really afraid to go to class tomorrow." Yeah, and this guy is the administrator, and he was basically like, "Well, they're allowed to take," just basically brushed off for concerns. Go look at the video. Says on Thursday, Fox News reporters said that at least three protesters at the University of Massachusetts Amherst followed her into a parking garage, demanding to know her ethnicity, address, phone number. Yeah, her name is Cassie Dillon. She used to work for the Daily Wire, and she posted a video on her Twitter. Yeah, that's intimidating as all hell. So yeah, go check that out too. Because when she refused, the many protesters told her, "I'll have my lawyers contact you for what?" What are you talking about? And I'm a terrible guy. One of our reporters was denied an interview at a rally earlier because this week because she was not there. So yeah, so it's the kind of tolerance that is breeding here. Says it happened off campuses too. Jewish people from the West, from London and Paris to New York and Sydney, are seeing the creeping telltale signs of hate. The NYPD has been ordered to be on force and in uniform all day Friday amid fears of violence. Religious centers have been told to ensure all their doors are locked and guards remain on high alert. Jewish-based schools across the city are ratcheting up security, and Jews aren't the only ones suffering from violence. Three Palestinian supporters were reportedly attacked by a group waving Israeli flags on Wednesday night, and that should not happen either. I fully denounce that. Don't do this, okay? It doesn't get it anyone anywhere. Okay. He's employed by 3 men accused of making threats to the Community Hebrew Academy of Toronto. Authorities are now investigating the incident as a hate crime, which, again, I don't know Canada's laws, but if we're just using American definitions of hate crime, yeah, that would be a hate crime. It says, in Paris, after the government banned pro-Palestinian protests out of fear of civil unrest, several hundred still showed up in the downtown area chanting, Israel murderer. Riot police eventually disbanded the crowd using tear gas. And yeah, for example, in France, that it's actually illegal to protest in support of terrorist groups or something to that effect, which is why the police scattered the protesters, because you can't do that. So then, for the Sydney Opera House in Australia Tuesday night, over 1,000 protesters demanded against the Jews. Again, another call for genocide. So again, who's genocide out there? Palestinian supporters? I mean, it seems to be coming exclusively from your side, but okay. So the group of men attended another rally in Melbourne that night, where the reporters said they were on the hunt to kill Jews. Again, real go-getters here. It says in London, women in hijabs were seen ripping down posters of Israeli messages from buildings in the streets and scurrying away. Yep, I saw that video as well too, and they were definitely ashamed of it because as soon as they were being questioned about it, they like scrambled and started like running away. There's at least three Jewish schools: the Teres Beis Yaakov Primary School, Torah Vodas Primary School, and the Menorah High School are closed until Monday as a precautionary measure. As Alexis Price told the Free Press that her children's Jewish day school in North London is trying to stay open while amping up security. Normally, the school has two guards and a fence. On Friday, they were beefing up with two police officers and three community volunteer guards. It's going to look like a prison, said the 40-year-old mother of two kids, aged 9 and 5. Price said boys have been told not to wear their kippas on the way to school. She added that she knows families who've pulled their kids from class all week to keep them safe. I discussed it with my husband because I am scared, but we decided to send the kids because what sort of message we would be sending them if we didn't? I said, we don't want to let the terrorists win. Well, you also want to keep your kids safe. I mean, I understand the whole you don't want to let the bad guys win, but you gotta, use your brain a little bit here. If they're saying they're gonna kill you, you should probably take them seriously and just don't be like, well, yeah, we're still gonna do this in our kids anyway. Again, I get the mindset, but be careful. Because Lisa Lick, a 49-year-old entrepreneur and author based in New York City, told the Free Press that while her inbox and social media feeds have been filled with fear, her local community has inspired her with their strength. We know that if we support each other, we will get past this, Lick said. Information sending the Bible to school later that night. The school joined a group of New Yorkers who are planning to lean out of their windows or head to the rooftops to sing the Hatikva, is Israel's national anthem. It says, my grandparents did not survive the Holocaust for me to be silent, she said. And it says, function, an earlier version of this story identified Maxwell Friedman as a Columbia student. Oh, okay. So I didn't know this was updated in the meantime. But anyway, yeah, so just so everybody out there understands what Jews and, my people had to go through, at least up until this point, and including this point, this is the kind of thing. But even some people who are out there accepting all this stuff, feel like if you were to call them the wrong pronoun, would run to their name and flying. But they're allowed to call for genocide. They're allowed to sit there and just you know rage against something that's not actually happening. Again, is Israel being an apartheid state or the oppression of the Gazans? And by the way, it's the months or the people oppressing the Gazans. They have a common enemy then. It's Hamas. But I'm going to talk about that because, it's always the Jews' fault. Everything is. But I'm gonna stay there because I could probably go on about this on my own, uh, just for a while. So let me know what you guys think below. Did you see any of these instances? I'm talking not necessarily see the ones that are in the article, but like, did you see anything on your own that would make you kind of go, wait, what now? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.